On this episode of Turkey Hunt Public Land, we are headed down to Mississippi. Stay tuned. Our first morning in Mississippi looked like it was going to start out like it did in Florida. We had birds gobbling, but they were a long ways off. We decided to go ahead and set up, start calling, and hopefully we could work this bird on in. For that first bird we heard gobbling that morning, he gobbled a few more times and then he quit. But in our effort to get him to gobble again, we fired up one off to our right, less than 100 yards away.
All right, folks, this bird is getting a little closer.
I think I ought to move our setup a little further this way. Put that hand right here.
I think it's fine. He comes over that hill.
Yeah, I got this tree right in front of me.
So, yeah, but he's going to come right here, I bet. Should I get right behind you and shoot a video over your shoulder?
Yeah, that's fine.
This bird gobble is definitely getting closer, and it occurred to me maybe I should get the little Epic HD camera I had with me and try and get it out on one of those decoys and get some footage from a different angle. We decided if we was going to do it, had to do it now and do it quickly. So that's what I did.
Can I go toss this out real quick? I got time to toss this out real quick.
You better hurry, because that sucker's only about 50 yards.
Now we got this bird to gobble 2 or 3 times, and it was clear he was getting closer. Then he just went quiet. We called a few more times ourselves, and then we did the same. We went quiet because we know from past experience when a bird shuts up like that, a lot of times he's trying to sneak on in and check things out. So we just remained still, remained quiet, and eventually he showed himself.
Let's just chill out and be quiet.
Take him, you can.
This bird had the gobble of a mature bird, and when he showed himself, he definitely had the body size of one too. He was pushing 17 or 18 pounds, but he only had a 4 or 5 inch beard at best, and he had the tail fin of an immature bird. We let him come on up to the decoy. I gave James the go-ahead. He could shoot whenever he was ready.
He's a big one too. Let's see what he does.
Now, when you're hunting in other states, this is a really good idea to know your game laws. And since I was just videoing on this hunt, I hadn't read up on the laws. I was relying on James's knowledge. He's a local, and he knew them very well. I was giving him the go-ahead to take this bird if he wanted to, but he whispered to me that he couldn't. And when I asked him why, he told me that in Mississippi, you can only shoot mature birds. Well, we failed to get any more birds into our first morning setup, so we packed up our gear and headed off to another tract of land. Hopefully it would provide some more action. Well, after that encounter with that black snake, we did everything we could think of to try and get a turkey into a gun range. We did some running and gunning. We did some blind calling from our setups. You know, we'd set up in a place for an hour or two. We'd move that location and set up again. You know, running and gunning along logging roads. But we just couldn't get a bird to respond to our calls or come into our setup. And I don't know if it was the warmer weather or what, but we parted ways, and just as it did 2 years ago, James connected on a bird shortly after I left. On the next episode of Turkey Hunt Public Land, we are headed down to Marshall, Wisconsin again. It's the 2012 Wisconsin Youth Turkey Hunt. Always a great time down there, and you will really enjoy it, I promise you. Stay tuned for that.